Hey, yo, what's good with y'all? So look, this video is about Egyptian yoga. Egyptian yoga. Now look, Egyptian yoga, right, is like any other yoga. But we need to understand what the fuck yoga actually is. Because yoga is not just stretching and doing all this shit. You feel me? It's not just that. Yoga means to yoke back. Specifically to yoke back to the divine. Or the source of creation. I'm gonna say that, the source of creation. You feel me? Whether you call that God or divine, I don't give a fuck what you call it. Just the original source of creation. So there was 4 main ways, right, that you could yoke back to the divine. Through your thoughts, through your feelings, through your ability to act, and through your actual actions. You feel me? Now, when you think like the divine, when you feel like the divine, when you have the ability to act like the divine, and when you actually act like the divine, you start to naturally build up the energy of the divine. And that goes into the 5th yoga, which is life force cultivation yoga, aka serpent power yoga, which is basically just harnessing energy from the divine. Now you can also do this shit, do certain practices and stuff like that, but I'm not going to talk about that inside this video. Basically, as you do the other 4 yogas, you kind of naturally do the 5th yoga anyway. And then if you really choose to follow that path, you're going to gain the information in your life anyway. So, like, you know, I don't really got to explain too much about that now. Now, look, the 4 yogas, right, were yoga of wisdom. Well, the 4 main ones were yoga of wisdom, yoga of devotion, yoga of meditation, and yoga of action. Yoga of wisdom, right, was used to purify your thinking and to make you think like the divine. So basically, this is just simply educating yourself and learning, whether it be through reading a book, watching videos and shit like that, educating yourself, doing research, educating yourself. That is practicing yoga of wisdom. You feel me? Now, back then they had temples and shit like that, so you feel me? Yeah, but that's pretty much how you would practice that in modern day. Read a couple books, watch a couple videos, research a couple of things, keep on doing that shit and purify your thinking. Then you also have yoga of devotion. Now, this was used to make you feel like the divine, because the divine can choose to feel good all the time, and it naturally does. If your whole entire body was working properly, promise you would naturally feel good. You feel me? Like sometimes babies be crying because like the shit that they just drunk or shit that they just ate is kind of making them feel bad, so they start to fucking cry. You feel me? Also, you may realize that as a kid, you kind of naturally felt better and shit like that. Like personally, I can remember as a kid, I used to feel really good, but I started getting pretty fat as a kid, and that's when a lot of shit started like going just downhill. You feel me? But yeah, now we up. You feel me? Anyway, that was yoga of wisdom. Now you have yoga of devotion. So look, here's how you practice yoga of devotion. Yoga of devotion, right, is where rituals and shit like that come from. Now you gotta realize something. Your whole entire life has rituals. When you brush your teeth and do your little morning routine, all that shit is a ritual, you feel me? Now, back in Egypt, they incorporated deities, and you can do that now. I'll give you an example about how to do that in a little bit. But for right now, right, realize that you already do rituals in your everyday life. You should try to incorporate certain shit, like when you try to, like when you want to relax, you should have a relaxation ritual. You feel me? Some shit like that. Just something that you do that helps you relax. You feel me? Whether that be you take a bath and then just lay in the bed and just chill. Whether that be you light yourself an incense to smell good and just help you relax. Like you know, just find little shit like that, and you know, find ways to upgrade it and stuff like that. You can look shit up also. You feel me? Now, you should also have one for like before you do some shit. Like before you do an activity and shit like that. You feel me? That may cause a little bit of stress, like going to school or going to work, right? You might want to have a little ritual before then, you feel me? Because it's going to help you feel better about going to do that activity. Now, the way that you can incorporate a deity inside this, right, if you wanted to, is like for an example. Let's say you want to do a ritual before you read a book or something like that, right? Reading a book involves boosting your intelligence, you feel me? Basically, through your intellect mainly, you feel me? Now, the god that represents intelligence in Egypt is the Chudi, aka Thoth. So I'm gonna just say Thoth because that's the more common name that I see. So when it comes to Thoth, right, you may do a ritual, you feel me, that incorporates thought because that represents your intelligence, and then you read a book after that shit, you feel me? So that's how you can incorporate a deity inside that bitch, you feel me? But the rituals back in Egypt were super fucking elaborate, and you could get super elaborate with your rituals. The shit that made me leave my body was simply just trying to relax. I was just trying to relax, and I had a little ritual for that shit, and then I just popped out my shit. Like, you feel me? So it's like, yeah, you should incorporate them shits, you feel me? If you really want to boost how you feel and stuff like that. Also, you have yoga of meditation. Now, yoga of meditation, right, was used because meditation is a very wide term. So I'm just gonna tell you like what they meant. You feel me? Yoga of meditation, right? Yoga of meditation, right, involved calming the mind pretty much, and then allowing basically when you calm the mind, that's when you start ascending to higher planes and shit like that. You feel me? You could call it that if you want. So with that being said, right, it will start off with shit like mantras and stuff like that, because a lot of the times you probably can't calm your mind because it's all racing and shit like that. You feel me? So as you one practice yoga of wisdom, and as you practice yoga of devotion, you kind of naturally start to gain the ability to calm your mind anyway. But you could also use shit like mantras and stuff like that to help you calm your mind and everything like that. You feel me? Now, with that being said, yoga of meditation was used to harness your willpower, because when you start to have the ability to just calm your mind at any point, you feel me, you tend to build a resilience towards other shit, because you already have some part of you, right, that knows what you should and should not be doing. The problem is that you're not in a state that allows you to always listen to that part of yourself. Now in Egypt, right, this is Anubis. Anubis is, aka Anpu, is the side of you. I mean, is the part of you that knows on an instinctive level right from wrong, real from unreal, good from bad. You feel me? Now, as we should know, there is no true good or bad. For an example, what you think is good, I might think is bad. What I think is bad, you may think is good. You feel me? But at some level, we have some instinctual knowing of what we should and should not be doing. You feel me? The only problem is that we just can't listen to that voice because our mind's not calm enough. We have so many other voices and thoughts and ideas inside of our head that we don't know who the fuck's really acting at these points of time. Like, sometimes when we act, it's not even our fucking idea and shit like that. So that's why yoga meditation helps you build your willpower and helps you build your ability to act, and also build your resilience towards doing bullshit. And then you have actual yoga of action. Now, one, you will study, in order to practice yoga of action, you would one study Mayat philosophy. Mayat philosophy is basically, it talks like, you know, karma and all that shit like that. It talks about that and shit. You feel me? Now, karma is very misunderstood, so I guess I have to make a video about karma. But yeah, you feel me? That's what you will study that, and you will also incorporate actions inside your life that allow you to benefit other people. So you may help somebody, you feel me, like a friend or a family member, because you have a certain skill that they don't have, but they need it. You feel me? You can help them. Or you can like when you see homeless people, give them some money and stuff like that. You feel me? Just incorporating actions that benefit yourself and other people, that helps you practice yoga of action and stuff like that. You feel me? While also studying Maya philosophy, or it's just a philosophy of karma, the philosophy of cause and effect, and shit like that. You feel me? But yeah. Now, as you can probably see, you could practice these yogas at the same time. Like, you could practice yoga of meditation and practice yoga of devotional love at the same time. Because if you're meditating, right, and you're like, let's say you're chanting the name of a deity and stuff like that, you may grow a certain feeling towards that deity, and it helps you boost your feelings. So at that point, you're practicing yoga of meditation and yoga of devotional love at the same time. You feel me? They're all integrated. You gotta all integrate these. But now that you know what they pretty much are, you can find out how to integrate them inside your life anyway. You feel me? And I already said in the beginning, as you do these 4 yogas, you already do the 5th one, which is life force cultivation yoga, because you start building a certain energy, like, and that's just facts. When you think different, you tend to have more mental energy anyway, because you don't spend time thinking about stupid shit. When you practice feeling better, you tend to have more energy, because when you feel bad, you kind of actually make yourself more sluggish and shit like that. And you probably notice that when you feel bad, you don't really have energy like that. You feel me? When you practice meditation and stuff like that, you calm your mind. Like I said with the yoga of wisdom, you don't have time to think about bullshit that's just wasting your energy, because thinking wastes energy. You feel me? And then when you practice how you act, right, you won't spend time doing dumbass actions that just drain your energy. You feel me? So while you practice all four, you're gonna get the benefit of having more energy anyway. You feel me? And then as you just keep on practicing these things, crazy shit will happen to you. Just go as far as you can. When I would say sky's the limit, but that's fucking stupid. There is no limit. The true self knows no bounds. And I'm going to talk about that in an episode of the true self, because the true self knows no bounds. It really doesn't. So, that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'll catch you inside the next video.